Good afternoon and welcome to Through the Static, the 1 year anniversary of the show. Yay! I'm so excited. I cannot believe this is 1 year. It's crazy. It just is crazy how this year has gone by. And so let me just make sure I say I have this
Puerto Rican
next to me. Who are you?
The Puerto Rican.
Oh, that's right, Miguel. So just don't tell Coach Elix.
Right.
Coach Elix is here.
Hi, everyone.
And, of course, Mark is here producing the show. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Hey. So, 1 year. So let me start off by saying this show is a little bit different because when we come back from the break, you're going to get a little bit of a surprise. So for right now, I'm not taking calls until after I think like that probably the second segment, and it really is just going to be if you want to call, which I would love for you to call, just to say hi. I'm not doing readings today. I just want to give this, this show back to the 1 year anniversary and sort of, just reminisce about the year. And
plus, you're preparing for your show Friday. You have a big show.
I do. I have. Now, listen. We have like one of our dearest friends, Jane, right?
She better be listening.
She's a piece of work.
Well, she's more than a friend.
Yeah,
she's very important.
Well, she is. She is. And so we're doing Facebook Live, and Jane picks 2 seconds after my show starts to call. So just say hi. So Jane, I'll call you back. But before I forget, I want to give a big shout out to 2 other people who are very special, and that is Judy and Ed.
Oh, Judy and Ed.
So hopefully
our
Judy
friends
and Ed are listening
from Tommy's.
Yeah, so let me just tell you. So how cool is this? We go to this restaurant in Rhode Island pretty much every week, and we love it. It really is like our family, right? All the staff, the owner. It's pretty incredible. So it's like a neighborhood bar, so we get to see the regulars all the time. And there's this couple that comes in, Judy and Ed, who are just adorable. They've been together. It's 60
a long time.
Years.
I don't remember.
I think it's 60-something years. And the cutest thing, they sit on the same side of whatever table or booth they have. They sit on the same side, and so we got to, one time they sat next to us and we chatted. Well, a couple of weeks ago we went into the restaurant and it was packed. So we had to wait. There were no tables, and one of the waitresses came over to us and said, "Judy and Ed have offered."
They would like for us to join them at their table.
Yeah, well, I was going to say they offered their other 2 seats at their table so that we didn't have to wait. And you bet we
said yes.
Took them up on it, and it was what a great night that we got to sit with Judy and Ed and chat and we see them weekly. But I mean, how wonderful it is!
And it was actually your birthday because they got to eat cake. I surprised you that day with your cake. Was it?
I don't remember. But in any case, it was terrific because we got to, what nice people. Who does that? Who just, usually you go out to eat and, you're with your significant other or whoever you're with and you don't want, it's like a wave high, it's nice. But to actually invite 2 people to come and sit with you is pretty
I know, Steven, but we're used to that. We have dead people with us all the time.
Yeah,
they follow us no matter where we go. It's always crowded at our table.
Yeah, but it's easy for dead people to invite us for dinner because, first of all, they know they're not paying. So the tab's on us. But secondly, this is clearly not dead people. Judy and Ed are living and alive. And
no, but what I'm saying is that we're used to getting, being around people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, exactly. It's pretty great. So, but thank you, Judy and Ed. Hopefully they're listening, and
we'll find out. We're gonna test.
Well, we won't be there Friday, but because of the event. But what are you looking at me for?
Oh, that we won't be there. So, anyways, we'll test them.
Oh God, it's not easy. It's really not easy dealing with him.
It's not easy dealing with you. You just don't listen.
So listen, big event Friday. My big event. at the Attleboro Elks. We were just chatting about this in Facebook Live or on Facebook Live. So there, we just stopped there before we came to the studio and just saw the setup, and it is incredible. There are not many more tickets left, which is also terrific. And it is Friday night at the Attleboro Elks. It's 7 to 9. $25, and as I was saying to Facebook Live, where do you go to a mediumship event for, first of all, $25? You get a CD, well, the download, because the CD is not ready yet, but you'll get my new CD that is in the works, and it is fantastic, for free, just coming to the event. And we're going to do a raffle, too. So how, for a free reading, how wild is that? How great is that, right?
And they get to meet us. You know, a lot of people, especially our Facebook Live followers, haven't got to meet us, and this is a great opportunity to see how absolutely gorgeous we are in person. We're not just pretty faces, people. Just saying.
Oh, Lord.
True.
And I have something that, this is so wild, that I can't say on air because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I have something that I have to accomplish at the reading for one particular person, which is, I don't even think you know about this, which is really
no idea what you're talking
amazing. So one of you at the event is going to get not one, but 2 hugs. So I'll leave it at that, and it's a great thing. And I've said this before. I just got to tell you, first of all, I'm a hugger, and secondly, I always smell good. So you're going to like it, right?
That is true.
I always smell good.
That is true.
It's a good thing. But I'm really excited about the event Friday night and getting to do what I love to do and to give messages, and I try to give as many messages as I can to everybody. You know, I have to kind of hold spirit off until we get closer to Friday, because if I don't, I will have your loved ones, the people that are coming to the event on Friday, I'll have all your loved ones already chatting with me and sort of prepping me like, oh, my daughter's going to be here, my granddaughter's going to be here, my grandson's going to be here, just on and on and on. And it will drive me crazy.
For those of you, I'm looking at some of the questions on the Facebook Live that are asking about, you know, how big is the event. Stephen is, you know, we're looking at about 100 people. He wants to, you know, get as many people as possible, but at the same time, he also wants to, you know, be able to get spirit to as many people as possible. So it's going to be a relatively smaller, you know, group.
This is a perfect venue because it does allow me to get to a lot of people, and that's what people are coming for, right? Is to get messages from their loved ones, so which is really terrific.
But bottom line, again, if you are interested in coming, you got to get your tickets. Do not wait, because
at StephenTheMedium.com.
It will be sold out. I mean, we are getting very close to, close the ticket sale. So StephenTheMedium.com.
Well, the great thing is we just came from the venue and got to see the setup, and it is amazing.
You haven't mentioned the most important part.
What is that, Mark?
Miss Ellie?
You get to meet me.
Oh, joy. Easy, weasy, little squeezy.
Maybe he'll wear his tie-dye shirt.
Oh, God.
And you won't miss him if he does. But listen, how great, Mark, I'm glad you brought that up because, of course, Mark's going to be there. And his mom, even though each week, or not every week, but I get to see her. When I do, of course, I give her a big hug and call her Mrs. Clark, and finally she just said she's Miss Ellie. So she's Miss Ellie to everybody, and now that's what we call her.
And Miss Ellie will be there.
Miss Ellie volunteered to actually be at the table when you first come in to register or to check in people. So, I mean, and Mark's going to be there to see everybody, and it's going to be terrific. But just that your mom volunteered for this is pretty amazing, too.
She's amazing.
No, absolutely. So.
If you're requesting the tie-dye shirt, I'll wear it.
Oh, see, listen.
Oh, God.
Are you requesting that?
Yes, because then everyone will say, that's Mark Clark. That's the jukebox boy.
So let me just tell everyone, this is not going to be a Pride celebration event because Mark is going to be wearing his Pride shirt.
It's not a Pride shirt.
Oh, it
it's
looks
a
like a
tie-dye
Pride
shirt. Dear God. But you're never going to miss him if he wears the tie-dye
you won't.
shirt.
You'll know.
Listen, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, be listening very carefully because I think you're going to like it. So we'll be right back. Good afternoon again. This is Stephen the Medium, and I have a special treat for the listeners. It kind of threw me. I thought we were just going into it, which kind of threw me.
You sounded like,
well, I mean, 'cause I thought that's what
I am Stephen the Medium.
All right, so here's my special treat for everyone who's listening. So just come on this very good afternoon, and welcome to the premiere of Through the Static with Stephen the Medium, and I'm Stephen the Medium. I can't tell you how excited I am to have this opportunity. I have been, it's been a couple of weeks or so since I knew this was going to happen, and it seemed like it was an eternity, but now that it's here, I am so excited. So I just wanted to mention that I have Coach Elix here with me today. Elix, who is my husband of over 25 years.
And not your coach.
Well, you know what I mean. You get it. And I have Mark, who is on the boards, and I thank you, Mark, so much for doing that. So again, welcome and thank everybody who is listening. I'm so excited about this. I'm actually going to take phone calls a little bit later on, and I'll tell you when I'm going to do that. So I just wanted to, seeing this is the premiere, just wanted to give some information about the show and just a couple of things that I wanted to say. So how I even got here, I'm sure that when I've been on Dave Kane's show, some people have heard this story, but I'm not a typical medium. I didn't know about this gift when I was a little boy. It was something that happened in 2010. Elix and I went to see a medium, and I was the first person that the medium came up to and said, "You have abilities, but you don't know it." And from that point on, it just, it was very slow at the beginning, but it started moving forward until the point that I'm actually at doing readings and doing group readings, still private readings, and it's been just incredible. How I'm here right now, which is still surreal for me, right? I mean,
it's surreal for all of us.
It is that I'm actually.
But we're so proud.
Why, thank you.
I'm proud.
No, thank you. But how I got here is that my best friend, Paul, owns a funeral home, and this incredibly lovely woman, Louise, came to the funeral home. Unfortunately, when you come to a funeral home, it means that you've lost somebody. And in a conversation with him, she was talking to him about spirit and do you believe in spirit? And Paul then, based on her opening the conversation up, gave her my information. She came to me for a reading, which was an amazing reading. I remember her husband came through, and it was a great, great reading. And this woman is wonderful. And then subsequently, she went to one of Dave Kane's presentation, I think the 41 presentation. At the end of the presentation, she came up to him and said, "Have you heard of Stephen the Medium?" And Dave Kane knows every medium from here to Mars, I think. He knows everyone. And he didn't know, but he hadn't heard about me. And it was pretty much because I was new. And I was coming out of court one day. I think it was the fall of 2017, and I had this 401 number coming in, and I picked it up, and it was Dave Kane, and asked me if I would be interested in coming on his radio show, and I said absolutely. And I started, and I think it was like maybe every couple of months or so I was on, and I was just I felt so honored to actually be on it, and it just took off, and I love doing this, and I love the opportunity. So I wanted to start with thanking Mr. Kane, because what this man has done for me, and he allowed me to do the fundraiser for Nikki O, which was terrific, and I hope I get to do that again. But he after the first time, he didn't have to bring me back on, and he didn't also have to communicate and keep the communication open and help me to get me to where I am. So, Elix, of all people that I will cry at Bambi if I watch Bambi, the movie. So I got to just, keep it together, because I just really want to thank Dave and his wife Joanne, who we love they're family now to us.
See, I love Joanne. Dave, not so much. I mean, if it was up to him, I'd be deported. I'm from Puerto Rico, but they be sending me to Mexico, according to him.
Yeah,
so.
I think he has the paperwork already.
Yeah, but Joanne,
in
we
the works.
love.
Well, Joanne stops it. That's
Yes,
what happens.
That's right.
But I want to also thank WARA, to thank Jim Jones for helping me do this, who is terrific, as well as the gentleman with the Boston Red Sox jersey, Mark, to do the board. So which is amazing and terrific.
Because if he wasn't here, you would be a hot mess trying to figure out the board, trying to talk to Spirit.
Yes.
This would not be a pretty picture.
No, it wouldn't. It would be very ugly.
Yes.
And I came in, and Jim went through everything and was so patient with me and terrific. And then when I got home, I thought, how would I be able to watch that board? It looks like you're flying a plane. And then start doing readings, which I love to do. It wouldn't have worked. So thank you, Mark and Jim, for setting that up. But I also want to just bring up the name of the show. So when I put that contest, just suggestions on Facebook, I think ultimately I ended up getting maybe like 130. I think at
it was close to 150.
Yeah, when it actually closed down, and I got to tell you, the suggestions were just incredible. To narrow it downward, I think I narrowed it down to 10.
Yes.
To narrow it down to 10 was almost impossible, and then to keep narrowing it down, it was just really crazy. But I fell in love with Through the Static. And it is from Julia Bedard, who is someone who I grew up with, and it's her son's girlfriend. And we went to dinner several weeks ago, and I told her about the show and told everyone about the show and to give suggestions. And I think on her way home, she just thought of Through the Static, and I loved it.
And she was one of the last ones, because her suggestion came in just before you almost closed the contest.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
So it's pretty amazing. So I told Julia if she's around to call, because I want to thank her, because she named the radio show, which is pretty incredible. And I also
what did she get? Like, what was the prize for the winner?
Free reading. So
okay.
I know that she really wanted her mom to have a reading, so we're just trying to set up a time so that and I think Julia's going to come too, so that I can do both of them, which would be so terrific. And also the name, the song that opens up this show was also something very difficult, but I have always loved Nicolette Larson and this song Lotta Love. And my cousin Holly and her daughter Morgan, my niece, were here this past weekend, and I told them, I kind of gave them a preview of this was going to be the song, and I explained what the connection was. It was. I think this came out in '78, and I remember that our family would always go to Venus de Milo on Thanksgiving, and then go to La Salette Shrine. That was the tradition on Thanksgiving. La Salette Shrine opens up in Attleboro, and that's where we would go. And on the drive, me and my cousin Holly went in my mom's car, and we were in the back seat, and the song came on because it was just coming out, and it was very popular, and the two of us sang it. I think Holly had no recollection of that. Doesn't really matter, but it was such a great memory, and the perfect name for the show, Lotta Love, because I tell people when I do these readings that that's what this is all about, is Spirit's number one goal coming through is really just to tell everyone that they're here, even though physically they're not here, but they want to share the love. They want to make sure people know that they're still loved, and that love that they had, that bond that they had in the physical world is still there, which really, I think, brings me to this show and what I want or envision the show to be about. Why I wanted to do it also is that after almost every reading, group reading, like small reading, private reading, I get questions. And there's just a multitude of questions that, I try to answer, but I just figured that this is just enormous. It's bigger than me. So I think I will continue this after the break. And welcome back to Through the Static. How cool was that? That was pretty incredible, just going through those memories of, and one part of me feels, how is this a year? And then another part of me feels like it's been, that I've been doing this for so long, like even longer than a year. And I was just saying to Facebook Live that it's I feel honored to be able to do this. And I know this was all set up via Spirit. I know Louise going to Dave Kane, as you heard at the clip, me getting here and coming on Dave Kane's show, and then ultimately just being able to do my own show was all Spirit. And Spirit are very smart. Whether it's me or a psychic or a medium, they just want to find us and utilize us, because we're really just the messengers to give these messages to people. And so many, since I've been doing readings, people's lives have really changed. I mean, it really has been incredible. And I was doing an event last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? And I started reading this woman, and I said to her, "You have 3 children?" And she said, "No, 2. And I already had brought through her son. Unfortunately, she had lost her son. But I thought, I heard her son say, "There's 3 of us." So I said, "You have 3 kids?" And she said, "No, 2. And I'm just staring at her like, "Oh, no, I heard your son say 3. And then it just clicked, and it dawned on her that she had lost a baby, and I think it was the day after was the baby's anniversary. And she said the baby she lost has never come through in a reading. I don't know, if she's been to 1 medium, 2 mediums, it doesn't really matter. But she kind of sort of forgot. And the most wonderful thing about that was that, I tell people, even if you have a miscarriage and you lose a child, that child is still with you, and that child wants to be counted as part of the family. And, they want to be included because they are included on their end, and they just want to make sure they're included. So Elix was there. She was so happy, and she sent me this beautiful message afterwards. I think that the night of the event or the next day, and it got me very emotional, that it just meant so much to her that that the child that she lost, the other child that she lost, actually came through. And ironically, she's really, really connected too. Her energy is pretty amazing, and I wish I had more time to connect with her. So, but as I mentioned early in the show, I am going to start taking calls, but I just want to make sure everyone is aware that I'm not going to be doing readings today. So if you're on hold and you think you're getting a reading and you don't want to talk to me, hang up now, but I hope you don't. I hope you stay on. And if you want to call and just talk about anything or ask a question, or I just wanted to give this, and this is the first time in a year that I've done this, that I have not. One time I tried this and said, I'm going to give myself a break. I'm not going to do readings. That lasted about 2 seconds. A person called and said, "Oh, you're not doing readings today?" I'm like, "Well, no." And then within a second, the person's mother came through. I'm like, "Well, here we go. I guess there goes that." But I'm just, because I'm doing this very big event Friday, and because it's the anniversary show, I just wanted to open this up for anybody who just wants to say hi, any of the listeners.
Or how about congratulations?
Questions, congratulations, anything you want to chat about. And part of what I've mentioned, part of purchasing a ticket for Friday night is that you get my new MP3 or CD. And I have to tell you, I am so proud of this. And it took me a while to get these 5 tracks together and what I wanted to put together. And it is, on one hand, it's very basic, and on the other hand, it's incredible. Basic in the sense that it doesn't overwhelm you. You don't have to listen to it 4 times to figure out what I'm saying. When you start talking about spirit lingo, it's really, really amazing. And the 5th track is a meditation, which I think is maybe about 18 minutes or so, somewhere around there. I can't remember specifically, but it's not too long, and I'm telling you, listen to this meditation, and it's going to take you through a journey just like the guided meditation. It feels like whatever I'm bringing you to, or wherever I'm bringing you to, you're there. It's pretty incredible. So, so are there people Okay, let him on. Hello, this is Steven.
Hi, it's Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra, how are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm doing so well. I'm not sure if, when the show starts or even prior to the show, it's difficult for me to actually see Facebook Live. So I'm not sure, if you've been on before, but it was just so nice to see your name.
Yeah, me and Mom watch a lot of the time.
Oh, that's so great. That's so cool. So, I haven't, this is the Cassandra that I've read, right?
Yeah, you've read me and my mother.
I was just about to say, and I thought your mom, but this was several years ago, right?
Yeah.
This was a long time ago. I think it was so long.
2015, I think.
What was that?
Like 2015, I think.
You know what, Cassandra? 2015 is when I started my readings, and it was so at the beginning that I think you came to my house, right?
I did. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, and then, after you left, I said to Elix, this one's crazy, Cassandra. I need an office. I can't have these crazies coming to my house. I'm just kidding, Cassandra. I love the fact that I got to read you and your mom, but really it was at the beginning stages, and then I just thought, I'm disrupting Elix and the dogs because people are coming in, and I'm sending them upstairs. So ultimately, I ended up at the end of 2015 getting an office. So, but it's so great, and your mom's there too, or no?
Well, my mom's not here right now. No.
Oh, so please make sure you tell her I said hi. This is a great show that you called because it's the 1 year anniversary. And as I mentioned before, I'm not, and this is really the first time, I'm not doing readings, but I am so glad I got to speak to you.
But Cassandra, you are coming Friday, aren't you?
I just looked it up. Yeah, I really would like to come.
Awesome.
Cassandra, I would be so great. It's been so long since I've seen you. It would be so great to get to see you. And as I mentioned,
maybe bring Mom.
You get my new CD, and there's going to be also a raffle for a free reading. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's, you know what, I did this first community-based event, meaning that I tried to keep the tickets as low as I could, and they're only $25. So hopefully it would be really nice if I was able to see you, by yourself, Mom, also whichever. It would be really great since it's been a long time. So, and I remember, Cassandra, the one thing I do remember about your reading was that you were very connected.
Oh, yeah. I listen to my reading all the time, and then I make people listen to my reading. I'm like, you have to hear this. People don't believe me.
I love it. I do. I love it. And there was, I think, didn't you have like a younger person come through, a guy?
I did.
Oh, yeah. That's not remembering a reading from 2015. I can't remember what I ate for lunch. that's him just stepping.
I was going to say,
who
are you?
He's just stepping forward.
I swear to God, he follows me around. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Cassandra, it's really cool around you. That's what this is all about. And I don't remember, clearly I don't remember that reading from 4 years ago, but I will tell you there's a very special connection because he's bringing me back to that reading, and I remember I can feel I'm sitting reading you, and he's giving me the feelings and the messages I was giving you, and he's kind of like giving me like a little replay, and it was he must have been, you must have been very close because his connection is pretty tight with you.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, so I love that. So, but listen, do you have any questions? Anything? We're here. You have us. So.
I know. I really just called to say congratulations on your 1 year.
Oh,
catch up with you and say hello. And
thank you.
Thank you so much. And I forgot to tell everybody on the show that Elix surprised me, and we had this incredible cake that said Through the Static 1 year anniversary, and I'll post on Facebook the pictures later on. We already,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we already cut that baby, right?
Yeah.
And
Mark, our producer, he loves sweets and he couldn't help himself.
He didn't have any yet, right?
Well, but he just looked at it and I was like, I have to cut him a piece. So.
But Cassandra, thank you so much for calling, and please, it would be amazing to get to see you Friday.
I hope to see you.
Yes. And
I agree. I hope I can make it.
If not, just big hugs from me. And please, next time you see your mom, give her a big hug from me also.
I will.
Okay, Cassandra, thank you very much.
Goodbye.
So you know what? One of the greatest things about doing this show is that you get to meet so many incredible people, and I would have never ever remembered Cassandra because it was 2015, and that was the year I started readings. I would have never remembered the reading, but I just kind of got a little help from Spirit, which they do all the time, right? So it was.
That's right.
But the process of reading people and having people either right then seeing the change in their releasing of whatever they were holding on to for many years, it's pretty incredible. Or getting emails afterwards, so it's really incredible. And like, what's your experience like since I became a medium?
My experience? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm sure people first of all, are going to get to meet Elix, and people always say, is Elix going to be there? Yeah, Coach Elix will be there. You'll get to meet him. And I'm sure people would want to hear, like, as the other half of me, that how your experience has been.
Well, it's an amazing experience. It's something I would not change for anything in the world. And it took time to adjust and to get used to the distractions, the visits from, dead people, how to manage you and your craziness when you didn't know how to handle the, spirit, or we didn't know what was going on, and going through that process, it was exciting, to some extent, and at the same time, scary, to some other extent. But now, at first, I mean, one of the things that, I remember most is going out to eat, and then we order, and then Stephen would get Spirit for the waiter or the waitress or the whomever, and I would be like waiting and waiting and waiting, and by the time he's done, food would be cold. And then at some point I decided, the hell with this, I'm eating. So if your food gets cold, that's your problem. I'm not waiting.
That's true. That's
what we do now. I mean, now you manage it better, but no, if Spirit comes through and I'm eating, thank you, Spirit, welcome.
You adapted, but I could not certainly ask for anybody better than you, because it could have very, very well, and it was just irritating, like you said. I mean, I'm reading someone, I'm engaged, and your food's just sitting there, so it could have been very, very annoying to...
It was all of the above, yeah. But at the same time, I recognized early on, in particular because I'm a coach, I coach people in living their best version of themselves. I recognized early on that this was your calling. So, it's your calling. It's what you've meant to be doing, and my job is to support you just like I would do that with anyone. So,
and to feed me.
Well, that too. Oh God, that's a different question. We'll handle that one
when we come back
after the break.
We'll be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. I almost forgot one of the most important things that people on Facebook probably have seen, but I have some huge news that I put out. Was it last week? About the magazine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
How could you forget that?
I don't know. It's my anniversary, and I'm all excited. And this is it's a lot going on today, right? There's cake. Cake always screws me up. But I am going to. I think it's September's edition. I am going to be on a Hollywood Monthly magazine that's out of L.A. I'm going to be featured. I'm going to be on the cover. And there's going to be I think a 3 or 4 page editorial inside. So I think I'm going to be interviewed next week for the article. We have
a photo session scheduled for.
If you're looking for somebody.
Yeah, Jill McTaggart. So you'll get that information on our website.
Yeah, and you'll get to actually see the pictures. She's going to come down Sunday to take the pictures that I need for the magazine. So I can't even tell you how excited I am to be able to be on this magazine in the cover and to just for people.
And it's the September issue, right?
I believe so. I think that's the plan. I mean, once I know definite, I'll let everyone know. But the plan is, I think it's the September issue. So.
And we are going to LA
in
September for a few
things.
Yeah. Well, one show in particular.
Yes.
So.
But it's going to be, I can't wait, and it's going to be a digital edition too. So clearly I'll have it on Facebook. But so let me go to the phone. Hello, this is Steven.
Hey, Steven.
Oh, this is my blonde friend. Robin, how are you?
Who's this?
I know I was blonde. I'm going to change it by now.
Robin, I could go so many different ways with that. How did I know you're blonde, right? So many ways. But listen, I'm so glad that you called and we get to chat. And for anyone who's listening, Robin was one of the 7 who took my course that I did. Robin, that was in the winter though, right? Wasn't it like in February?
Yeah, I think it was actually. I wanted to know, do you still do the classes?
Yeah, I actually.
You're so busy.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the same class that I did with you in the fall, but in conjunction with that, I'm also working on the second class, the more advanced class too. So there is a lot going on. But so, Robin, tell anyone who's listening what your experience was, and don't talk about how I paid you to do this. So.
Yeah, the check hasn't cleared yet. No.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that she's funny too. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, I'm a wise guy.
Oh, you are. Well, you know what? All your spirit.
Absolutely amazing. We all learned so much from you, and it was incredible. I mean, you opened so many doors for so many of us, especially myself. I mean, you helped put us all on the path that we were meant to be on, including helping us understand what our strengths were, by doing the fours that we had and letting us know, like, where our strengths would start, as we kind of did our studying of meditating and practicing and all that. You gave us the ability to understand where our strengths would start from, where they would, grow from there, which was amazing.
Wow.
Because I think it helped a lot of us in the class to really put a perspective on our own abilities and helped us to correct our path, meaning, like, for myself, I was, like, when I used to come see you and we used to talk about all the energy that I would bring with me in every one of my readings. I always, wanted to get into it. And then when you said you were doing the class, I was like, oh, my God, perfect. Somebody to, mentor me and help me, figure out how to get started, how to, center myself. And in that class, that's exactly what you did. You helped us understand all the different methods, all the different, clairvoyance and audiovoyance and all those stuff.
Right.
So we all understood what we were dealing with because we were all new at it. None of us really understood what we were getting into. We just knew we had some kind of ability that we either had from kids or, got later in life. And so that class just helped each one of us start to hone our abilities and start to work on them. And for some of us, we want to take it further. Some of us just wanted to understand. So for those of us that want to, work on it and actually do something with it, it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic to be able to have somebody show us that understood, what we were dealing with, how to deal with it, how to practice on it, how to, hone it, how to use it to help people or to just at least understand what you were dealing with. Because I know a lot of us, or at least a couple of us in the class, had things that happened to us in our past that kind of frightened us from the whole process.
Yeah.
And, as you and I have spoken to about before, just most times I think, mediums have something in their past that really frightens them from, from their abilities. But you were able to show us all, okay, you don't need to be afraid of it. You just need to understand what it is you have. You know?
Yeah.
And once you understand it and can deal with it and know how to, have the tools to be able to, work with it or just understand it, it makes it a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah. No, Robin, you know what?
Class about us all that, and the tools that you gave us, it's wonderful. Class is probably the best thing you could ever do.
No, Robin, thank you. That was such a great representation of how I felt too. Honestly, can you hear me, Robin? Hello.
I can't hear you anymore.
Spirit.
Can you hear me, Robin? Robin?
No, I can't hear you on the phone anymore, but I can hear you on the Facebook.
I don't know what happened. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Cut us off.
I can hear you. I can hear you very good through the station. I don't know why you can't hear me.
On Facebook.
Maybe I'm not really sure why, but in any case, Robin, thank you, because I lucked out with the 7 people that I had on the show, and let's just disconnect. So, okay. So, Robin, thank you so much. I could hear the echo when you were putting Facebook Live on, so I had to just let go of the phone call. But I know you're on Facebook Live, and you really, it's almost like what you said is how I felt about those classes every week with the 7 people. A call? Yeah, hold on. With the 7 people that I had, and all of you, Robin, I love the fact that you talked also about the, feeling afraid, because as Elix can attest to, when I started this too, I had an incident that kind of shook me up a little bit, and thank God I was able to get over that and understand it. But one of the things when I put my CD together and also with the class that I did, I really wanted to make sure that people understood that a lot of times that people that are very, very connected and say, I know I'm connected, but I just get to a plateau and I can't move forward. For the most part, it's because you're limiting yourself without realizing you're limiting yourself. I just did a private reading with someone, and that's exactly what was going on with this particular person, that they weren't aware that they were actually blocking themselves. And I think maybe subconsciously the walls were all up, but yet other than that, they thought that, no, I'm not afraid. I'm not blocking anything. So the class actually can remove those layers as well as the CD does too. So I love doing it. So let me take the next call. Hi, this is Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. This is Bernie.
Hey, Bernie. How are you?
I'm like 5 minutes before my Tai Chi class. I listened to you on the way in, but I lose you somewhere around New Bedford or so. You start to fade out.
Oh, so Bernie, you're going to have to change your class then. You can't fade out.
Yeah, but I usually get here like in the last 5-10 minutes, and then if I'm supposed to get on, I do get on.
Well, and you called it a great day, because we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Through the Static here, and there's cake, Bernie, and
oh my God, I love cake.
But he's in New Bedford. We're here. That cake is not going to do him any good.
No,
right
it's
now.
not. No, and he's being and you're
I'll
also
be in class anyway.
Well, I was going to say, and you're doing good. You're getting ready to exercise, right? You're gonna.
So let me tell you what happened.
Tell me.
I dreamt about a brown and white guinea pig, and I do this habit. I try to read my dentist before I go in.
Right.
So like table tip, I keep getting Steve. I got Steve 93. I don't know if maybe it's the 93 for you. So none of that made sense yet.
Oh, Bernie,
no,
Bernie.
There's a big significant 93, Bernie.
Hello.
That is for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's our
93.
anniversary.
That's our anniversary.
Well, then someone's saying hi to you. I don't know who. But I said to the dentist, now, listen, do you have a brown and white guinea pig? And she, thank God, she goes, yeah, I do. Its name is Goldie.
Well, it's really funny, Bernie. You would say that, because I had a brown and white, not a guinea pig, but a hamster growing up that I loved.
Was it brown and white?
It was brown and white.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it wasn't it?
Maybe it's for you, though, too.
Oh, it is. Listen.
Messages reach a little further, don't they?
I thank you for giving me those messages.
I'm vibrating right now. I'm walking around in the parking lot vibrating.
You're doing more than vibrating. That is good, Bernie. Wow, that's pretty impressive that those specifics.
Let me give a shout out to Reverend Kathleen at the Onset Church on Highland Ave. If you ever make it there, we'd love to have you as a guest medium, I'm sure.
Oh, Bernie, thank you very much. That's really nice. And
I I missed you in Providence.
Yes,
I haven't been there in a long time, but I'd love to see you.
You know what? I definitely will do my best, and thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I think
we're up for time, but. Thank you, Bernie. You made my day with those two. And by the way, the hamster's name was Creamy. It was brown and white.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and '93 is when we met. So you did good. Maybe I'm going to have you on the show.
I'm working on it. You're a small bite.
Bernie, I love it. Thank you so much, and listen, lots of love. You have a great day.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. And listen, I think we're at the end of the show. This was a weird show because I didn't take readings, so it was weird, but it was good. Next Wednesday, I will be back taking calls and doing messages, doing what I want.
And most importantly,
Friday, 7 to 9, Attleboro Elks, $25, StephenTheMedium.com. Get tickets. There's not many left, so hopefully I'll see you Friday. If I don't, then we'll reconvene Wednesday when I pick up and start doing more reading. So for Coach Elix, your website?
Performance Coaching by Elix. And you can check me out on LinkedIn and Instagram as well as Facebook.
Perfect. All right, listen, have a great night and lots of love.
Bye-bye, everyone.